All right. We've got a couple guys that are sick. Nick Bolton's sick and Cam Jones is sick. We had a couple last week, so it's going through a little bit. And then McKinnon with the groin won't practice today. Tony with the hip strain won't practice today. Before the challenge of playing the Raiders, they're playing good football. Antonio has done a real nice job with that group, and they're playing hard. They've got a good scheme offensively and defensively, and special teams for that matter. So we've got to have a good week of practice, and that starts today. So anyways, with that, time's yours.
Andy, what was it brought to your attention that the balls weren't the right weight, and how could that impact play?
You know, Ted told. I mean, I didn't. There was. I don't know anything about it. You know, I'm walking down and he mentioned it to me. So I don't think. I'm not worried about all that.
Andy, you didn't get any concern, or I guess, from Harrison or?
This is the first I heard of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
Just kind of a housekeeping question on McCall. He's past his 4-week window.
Yeah.
Is he close to getting?
Yeah. So he'll be out there. He's got 21 days, I think it is. So he'll be out there today and get some work in. Just see how he does.
Richie and Justin, they look like they might be set for return or more plays, as you said on Monday.
Yeah.
When you evaluate that, how much do you feel you can get those guys integrated?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. They've got a few plays in. We'll just see where it goes. But they're ready to go. It's just see how it works out.
Andy, with regard to Sky Moore, is there a sense he could be back if you guys keep playing long enough? Or
Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance. The thing's tender. It's been, he's a tough kid, so he battled through it there for.
You like the idea of playing on Christmas Day?
Yeah. So listen, once you're in the season, every day is it's the same. I mean, today is Wednesday, but it's Thursday. So I mean we're programmed, but I think it'll be neat for the fans, and our guys are excited, and I'm sure the Raiders are excited. So it's different Monday night at noon. That's different. So.
I mean, one of the things the Raiders did obviously against the Chargers was turn the ball over, pretty aggressive at getting turnovers. How cognizant do you have to be, especially with this group, with how they're after trying to get the ball out?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they're great at that. I mean, you better keep it high and tight. We've had a couple that have popped out, and they're going to go after the ball, but they do a nice job. They do a nice job doing that.
Coach, go ahead.
I was going to say, the ability to win the division this week, how much is that part of the pregame conversation?
Yeah, the main thing is getting ready, and that they're still alive. I mean, so and then it's the Raiders versus the Chiefs. So you just got to get ready. You don't have to really talk about all the other stuff, but it's it's one of those Raider-Chief games. So.
Coach, I don't ask this to get you in any more trouble, but the NFL kind of gave you a lump of coal with the fine after the Bills game. Is that just the cost of doing business from sometimes with what you have to say?
Well, you take that coal and you make diamonds out of it. But I appreciate the setting me up.
There's another game in New England where you failed to score in the fourth quarter. I think y'all are dead last in the league in fourth quarter scoring. How do you finish games?
Yeah, we've got to do better there. And I mean, the bottom line is you have to score. You have opportunities, you got to score. So.
With Isaiah, just how eager is he to get back in the mix? Are you expecting it to be kind of a full workload for with him in his return here this week?
Yeah, I think it'll be a full workload. But with that, we've got backup relief if he needs to come out. So Clyde, I mean, we've got all kinds of confidence in Clyde, so stepping in.
Hey, Andy, since we talked to you on the Zoom on Monday, we learned that Ed Buddy had passed away. Thinking of the old Raiders Chiefs games,
Yeah.
memories of.
Yeah, that's the way I was going to finish this. Our hearts go out to the family. What a great player, both he and his son. So I mean, but yeah, Ed was a good person. He would show up for all the different events, and he'll be missed. Yeah, what a good football, but tough guy. You know.
All right.
Coach,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Coach, you've had guys that have made mistakes on the field and going through slumps. What is it that tells you that the guy's going to be, you're going to need him, going to the end of the season? Is it your experience as a coach or just your understanding?
They will need who? Who did you say?
Just any player, just in general.
Give it to me one more time.
So you've
Yeah.
got guys that have gone through slumps.
Yeah,
Have
yeah,
made mistakes
yeah.
throughout seasons. What is it about you that say, I'm going
Yeah,
to need this guy?
yeah. Somebody, listen. If they're young, you take a little step back. You have a chance to take steps forward. So that's how it goes. And you're gonna have ups and downs in this business. It's a pretty tough sport, and there are a lot of people that are, gonna put their opinion out there, along with the coaches and players. Everybody's got an opinion. So, but you gotta, you keep working.
Andy, how would you assess, you're so known for coaching the coaches, right? How would you just assess first year for guys like Todd Beeston and obviously Connor, and other guys throughout the year, what you try to get out of the assistant coaches to help the guys on the field?
Yeah, they're doing a good job. Young guys they've got. Todd's a little different. He's got guys that's pretty veteran group there. But Connor, look at Rice, and that kind of tells you gives you the answer to that part of it. But and his production. So.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Patrick, we all saw the gift you gave the offensive linemen, just the story behind all that, the idea to get them those, and how excited they were.
Yeah, I got that golf cart, the club car golf cart at home, and I was like, man, this is sweet. And I was thinking of ideas, and I wanted to change it up from what I've done in past years, and I figured I'd get them something that I enjoy, and I think y'all could see from some of the videos, they enjoyed it. They were going around Arrowhead, and I got a little nervous because I thought I was gonna ship them to where they were going. They're like, no, we need to get in them right now and take them for a ride. So no, it's cool. I'm glad they enjoyed it, and it's part of that part of the year, and they do a lot for me. So I'm gonna take care of them as well.
Excited to play on Christmas Day?
I am excited. Obviously, a little disappointed that I don't get to do the Christmas morning when Santa comes with the kids. But I get that whole afternoon and evening, and so to be able to play on Christmas Day right after everybody wakes up, they get their gifts. They're gonna turn the TV on. They're gonna see the Chiefs playing. It's gonna be it's extremely exciting and a great opportunity.
How much do those guys actually play golf?
Yeah, so that's why I got the 4-seater. There's only a couple of them that actually play golf, and so that you have kind of that one actually it has a place for you to put your golf clubs if you wanna take it out to the golf course. But that's more for like the cruising around the neighborhood type of golf cart. So I gave them the option where they could do both, but I chose more the comfort over the convenience of being on the golf course.
We've been kind of seeing the progress for Rashee Rice over the past 4 weeks really breaking out. Just in your eyes, what's the ceiling for what he can eventually even be even further past us?
Yeah, he still got a lot he can improve on, which is crazy to say. He's had such a great season. But just, the little things that NFL receivers do. He's got the explosiveness. He knows how to run the routes, but there's such the nuance and the how you run the routes, how you set one route up to run another one. But I'll say this, he's taken from the veterans, Marquez, from Justin Watson, from Travis, he listens and he learns as much as he can and tries to take that in. And I think that's why he's gotten better and better as the season's gone on.
Patrick, you guys can clinch the division by winning this weekend. You've got some experience with that. What does that do for the preparation, one way or the other? Anything? Does it make it more difficult? Was it easier?
Not necessarily. I think you just have to take it like it's a Like, it's a game you're going up against the Raiders. We know how intense it's going to be. We know this rivalry means to both sides. It's going to be a great battle, and we're excited for the opportunity to play at Arrowhead. And obviously, if we win, we can clinch the division, and that's part of it. But at the same time, I think it's just when you go up against these two teams go up against each other, there's another added step in the I don't want to say pressure, but the momentum. We got to go out there and give everything we got.
So it's not part of any conversation that you have, locker room conversation?
No, I mean everybody understands it, but at the same time, it's a game. I mean, we have to go out there and play like just like every other game. Every game matters in this league, and so for us, we have to put our best effort forward every single time. But I mean, that's something we talk about before the beginning of the year. As our first goal is to win the AFC West. We understand it's a great challenge, and so we just have to come in with that mentality that we're going to do everything we can to win this week, and that will clinch our first goal if we can do that.
You've had 3 games now to really get a feel for what's it like playing with Wanye protecting your blind side. Just where has he sort of progressed the most in that 3-game stretch, and how have you sort of tried to adjust to his blocking style?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you know is that he's a battler. He's someone that's going to go out there and fight the entire game. He's getting better and better as far as technique and little things that we do within our offense and how Coach Heck wants it. But I think what you do know is that he's going to finish every play. He's going to go out there, and if he loses a rep, he's going to come back that next rep with that mentality. He's going to win that one, and he's not going to let anything affect his mentality. And so it's great whenever you can throw a guy in there like that, a young guy, and he steps up to the plate and he hits a base hit, or he gets a home run. I mean, he's ready to go, and whenever his number gets called, he's going to be ready to play.
Does the protection scheme change much at all when you add a new guy, especially when he's a rookie, when you know teams are blitzing you more than usual?
Not necessarily. I mean, we stay on top of that stuff, and we try to be really like top tier as far as picking up protections and stuff like that. Obviously, you have pass rushers. I mean, with 98 on the other side, you have to make sure you added some attention to him. But their other guy, 51's been playing great too. So I mean, it's gonna be a great challenge for us going up against this team and this pass rush. But I think you just got to go out with the mentality of we're going to execute the game plan and let the guys win their matchups.
Patrick, we saw some, maybe frustration, disappointment, whatever, when the cameras were on you after the tip fall up to Kadarius. The cameras are always on you. We don't get to see all of those things happen on the sideline. But where are you now with just trust and maybe frustration level with some of the things that have happened, with him catching the ball?
Yeah, I think in that moment I was frustrated at just the interception and giving the defense a short field. I mean, the defense was playing so well in that second half especially, and I knew in that moment of the game you don't want to have turnovers and stuff like that. You want to either score, obviously first goal, but second goal is flip the field, let our defense play. And so getting that turnover in short yard and getting them into a position where they're basically after one play touchdown or whatever that was, that's on us as an offense. And so there's no added frustration towards any player. I mean, I know how hard these guys work. I've said it all year long. I see how they practice. I see how they work after practice, before practice, and I know that they're doing whatever they can to help the team out in the best way possible. And so they always know that I'm going to have that confidence in them. I'm going to keep firing the ball to them. That's just how I roll. Whenever I see the guy put in the work every single day, that I have trust that he's going to go out there and make the plays happen. So that's just the frustration, I think, was just over the whole situation, not necessarily directed at one person or another.
You might not be able to answer this because it's maybe more a question for them, but what do you see from your receivers of their confidence level too? Because, I mean, some of these younger guys have some ups and downs. Do they look like a confident group to you, especially the young ones?
Yeah, I mean, I think they look confident. I mean, they joke around. They're having fun at practice. They're working their tail off. They understand they want to be better. I mean, everybody does. We want to be the best that we possibly can be. But at the same time, I know those guys are going to make plays, and I've seen them make plays on the biggest stage. So I know that they have the confidence and know that they believe in themselves as much as I believe in them.
It's been limited looks, but what do you think Richie James could provide you guys if you get a little bit more opportunity on offense?
Yeah, no, I think he's done a great job with the opportunities that he has had. I mean, you've seen he's going to catch the ball, get vertical, break tackles, be in the right spot at the right time. And so I know Coach was talking about we got to keep getting him more and more involved. Obviously, the injury in the middle of the season hurt his kind of production. But as he's gotten healthier and healthier, you see we're trying to add him in as much as we can. And I think the coaches are going to continue to do that because he offers a different skill set. He's a veteran guy that knows kind of where he needs to be at the right time.
Matt? Patrick, the fine that you got for after the Bills game was a little bit heftier than players usually get for criticizing officiating. Did you get some explanation from the league as far as that goes? And is this just kind of the cost of doing business for speaking your mind in a spot like that?
Yeah, I mean, you understand the consequences that they tell you before the year. And so obviously I had outbursts on the sideline and everybody saw it and on a big game. And so there's going to be consequences to that. And obviously, I got the fine. And so now you just got to live with those consequences, learn from it, become better from it, and not try to let that happen again. But we kind of just kept it moving. I mean, that was a couple weeks ago now, and now we're just focused on the Raiders and how we can do whatever we can to beat them.
You mentioned home run a little while ago. I wanted to get your thoughts on Royals' moves.
Big
from
time,
last
man.
week.
No, I mean it's cool, man. I mean, obviously since I've been here, it's kind of been it's been down a little bit. I mean, before I got here, I've talked to Travis a ton about it, how cool it was for those 2 World Series title runs. Obviously a lot of the players left, and now they're trying to rebuild that thing. You can see the young core. And how talented those guys are, and now they just want to add the veterans to come in and not only have their impact on the team, but they want them to influence that young core of how you do things the right way. And I mean, I think they have as good a chance as any to win in their division. I mean, it's going to be a great season, and I'm excited to be able to be there and just see it. And I want to see the decay. I want to see it packed, and how those World Series runs were. And so I'm super excited about it, obviously. And hopefully, I'm not going to try to. I'm my owner, so I can't really say anything. But hopefully, we have Bobby Witt here for a long time. So I'll say that.
Just related to that, Patrick, like any of the specific moves that charged you up the most? I know I saw you flex on the Twitter at one point. A couple things?
Yeah, I think just adding to the rotation. I mean, we have a lot of talented young guys. I mean, if you look at Reagan, you look at Singer. I mean, some of those other guys that Chris that we just signed back. I mean, we got talented young guys, but to add those veterans, and Waka and Lugo, guys that have done it at a lot of different places, know how to pitch, know how to teach other guys how to take their games to the next level, and then adding some bullpen guys as well. I mean, I think they've done a great job, and that's what their plan was. You could tell. I heard them talking about it, the GM talking about what the plan was, how they were going to go out and execute it, and they've done that. And so I don't know what else is in the works. I don't know, I'm not that close, but hopefully we come into the season with some momentum going, and we can go out there and start off hot and finish even better.
Last 2, Sam and Steve.
Patrick, obviously the first priority in these last 3 games is to win them, but just with it being late season, do you look to accomplish something else additional to best set you guys up for the playoffs?
You always want to be playing your best football going into the playoffs. I think that's what I've learned in my career is that you can start hot, but you want to be playing your best football whenever you get to the playoffs because it doesn't matter what your record is at that point. I mean, it's just whoever plays the best football is who ends up winning the Super Bowl. And so, obviously, we did some good things in the last game, but I think if we can finish better, we started better finally, now let's finish better. And so let's put that complete game together. And I think if we can do that and start getting better and better these last few games, we can get to the playoffs and be playing our best football, then I think the AFC is wide open and we'll be able to go out there and try to find a way to get to the Super Bowl.
Steve?
Patrick, you've had, talk about going into the playoffs, you've had Jared, Pop, now most recently Clyde, all have success this season. How beneficial is that?
Yeah, I mean, they all have different skill sets, and they all do a great job of just being ready for the moment. I think that speaks to the room. It speaks to how much pride they have in not only one guy having success, but everyone having success. And you see it on the sideline when you see the little snippets. I mean, they all want to score. They want the other guy to score as much as they want to score. And so that speaks to the type of room that they have is that they want everyone to have success, and they're going to capitalize on their moment and be ready for it.
Appreciate y'all.
Rashee, excited about playing on Christmas Day?
Yes, I am.
You don't sound too excited.
It's just another game, man.
I read somewhere you had set some preseason goals. I think it was at the Combine. Do you remember what those goals were and what kind of progress you've made toward those?
Truthfully speaking, I don't really remember those goals anymore. it's just been a long season and kind of a blur for all those, goals we had just because everything don't go as planned all the time. And, I mean, maybe when I look back, I'll overcome, all those goals. But right now, we're on to bigger things right now.
Are you happy with your production so far this year?
Yes, sir. Of course.
Playing the Raiders for a second time, just your overall thoughts on facing that defense, which really had a good effort against the Chargers last time out.
Yeah, they got a great defense. We ran a lot of plays against them. This is our second time playing them, so they should be, prepared for a lot of plays that we have in store. And I mean, they have, great film on us from this year. We have great film on them this year, so we're just gonna get at it on Christmas Day.
You embrace the fact that you're facing a team for the second time this season, and people are going to start noticing your name now. How do you embrace the challenge of people kind of looking out to you as kind of the guy? Oh, we got to guard him now. How do you embrace that challenge?
Just like I embrace every week, not letting the outside stuff get to me, and knowing that if I'm handling what I have to handle in practice, then it'll take care of itself in the games.
Rashee, the NFL season is a lot longer than college, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who have you, I guess, pulled from as far as like that's in the locker room and talk about like your nutrition and just keeping your body right as you go into the playoffs?
The vets on the team in general. We got guys that have been through the physical part, a lot of running part, the mental part. So it's just I have a lot of vets that I can ask plenty of questions about that, depending on what I'm feeling like.
What's the best Christmas present you ever got?
I'll say the best Christmas present I ever got was a car from my dad.
What was it?
It was a Mitsubishi. It was my first car. It was a Lancer. Though. I felt like I was a Fast and the Furious.
For your record with the touchdown, you got that ball from Pat, right?
Yes, sir.
He went and got it after just to make sure that you had it. I guess what did that moment mean, and I guess what are you planning to do with the ball?
I plan on, putting the ball somewhere safe, to where my kid can't play with it all the time. And just kind of, cherish that moment when it happened. But I look forward to many great moments, with the team and with Pat. So.
Yeah, we're just talking about your progress. He mentioned that you even still have room to improve. He mentioned specifically like the little things and nuances. What do you see in your own game even this year where you can even get a little bit better ahead of the playoffs?
Truthfully speaking, everything. I'm young, and I feel like every time I'm out there, there's vets on the field all the time. So every time I'm out there, I'm looking to learn something from all those guys. So if it's the smallest thing or even if it's the biggest thing, I'm going to try to put it into my game as soon as possible.
Anything else? Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate y'all.
No Christmas music. Unfortunately, I forgot it. I was talking to my academic friend, George Karloftis. He made a 32 on his ACT. SL, right? I said the same thing. Like, George. Oh, man, let's go. I'm so proud of it, man. I just.
What was your score?
I made a 25. Hey, listen, the world are led by C's. If y'all didn't know, look at the few presidents that we had. All of them had C's, but he said, like, C's get degrees, okay? I got a PhD in football, so I'm good. Yeah.
So what are the Christmas morning plans? How excited are you for the game on Christmas?
Yeah, man, it just, Christmas is Christmas. It's a lot of love. The spirits are high. Santa Claus is coming in the chimney. It's a lot going on. My kid called me yesterday and was asking, should we make cookies for Santa Claus? And I was like, Santa Claus might be on a diet by the time you make it here, so I don't know. But so now I got to go pick up cookies after this. So I gotta go pick up cookies after this to make sure Santa Claus eat all the cookies up.
You didn't want to make them? Home make them?
No, this one we doing. We grabbing something from the store to bake. Yeah, it's real.
Did you get the presents already?
No, I'm a procrastinator with this. So I like to feel like a little pressure. So everything is like today and tomorrow, next day shipping, crunch time. I put the pressure on everybody else. We got to do this, please. I need you. Yeah, so it's like closing time right now. I like it though. I like to feel the pressure. The anxiety is like everybody be stressing out around me. I was like, you got to do this. We got to. It's like, my kids won't even have Christmas without you. We know we don't want Santa Claus to miss this house, okay?
Chris, how nice was that Drew back this past week?
Drew, man, he's been wonderful for us throughout the whole year. His speed, his wisdom on his defense. You know, he's come in to make plays for us. Even able to transition to Mike when Nick Bolton went down. So it speaks volumes for what he's able to do for this defense.
When you see guys like Dana and Hugh, they prosper inside, but you see them getting sacks on the outside. Just what does that say about the D-line and just how diverse y'all are heading into the long stretch?
I think we got a lot of hybrid guys in our room. Mike Dana Hughes can play DN and then 3 technique the whole game if you need him. You got a guy like Charles who can do the same. You got a guy like Tershawn Warden who can do the same. So we got a lot of guys in our room who can transition it in and out, and it adds versatility in our room to be able to move guys around and cause havoc.
Raiders get 0 1 week and 63 the next week. What type of Raiders team do you think you're going to see?
The best Raider teams that they can give. I think when we went and played them up there a few weeks ago, you see how they started the game off, feeding Josh Jacobs the ball heavy and getting 17 involved. I think it's a good squad we went up against. I think it's a physical squad amongst the coaching change that they just made. I think he's doing a hell of a job in how he's directing. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. How he's directing and leading those guys.
Chris, you mentioned George when you came in here. He had at least ended the season with 6 sacks last year. He's at 9 now. Can you talk about his growth from last year to this year?
He needs to get 10. He needs to get 10. We've been talking about it all week. I've been busting. I've been giving him crap. I'm trying to watch that, you know. I've been giving him crap all week, man. I think it was one of his goals coming into the season to make sure you have double digits, and I want to push him to get that. He worked so hard during the season, during the off season. Me and him talk about it a lot, and I think it'll be another milestone in his career to reach that. We got 3 more games left, and I think he's able to do it. I think it'll be tremendous for not only his confidence and his game moving forward, but give him something to build off of.
You guys always talk about the details. What was it? Can you see any changes in his game from last year?
Yeah, sense of maturity, his understanding of the game. I think George didn't start playing football until he was a junior. You know, I think he still have a lot to learn. I think he's still learning, and he's improving, man. That's all you can ask. Improve every year in and year out. And the sky's the limit for you if you continue to do that. Like I told him, you continue to like double your sack count. Oh my God, you're gonna keep me to the curb out of this place, man. You're gonna get me up out of here, okay? But yeah, man, I'm a cheerleader for George, man. I want him to excel.
A couple more.
Chris, I think every one of your teams here has won the division, and now you're 1 win away from winning it again. Is there a different feel the week of an opportunity to win a division?
Not really. I think it's the same importance as in any game we play. We know the importance of these last few games of the season. We know what we want for us as a team, and we know what's ahead of us. So for us, every game is as important that is a division game or outside of the division.
Chris, how did you get confirmation from George about the perfect ACT?
Listen, we were talking to ACTs in there and just intellectual speaking. And I was telling George, you're very articulate, George. I don't know how a woman cannot want to marry you. He was like, yeah, I made a, what do you say? I made a 32 on my ACT. And I was like, oh, did you? You know what I mean? This is news to me. I'll be with you every day. I'm so proud of you, bro. You never told me this. I'm ecstatic, you know? But yeah.
I'm sorry, Patrick got all the guys' golf carts. You know, who's the guy that's the giver on the defensive side. Now, what's the big difference?
Hey, listen. We don't have Patrick contract. Okay, till the Chiefs start paying me $50 million. Listen, I can't afford every golf cart, but I do get the D line Rolexes after I get 10 sacks. So I don't got 10 sacks. Nobody get nothing. Okay, y'all have a beautiful day.